Hello everyone and welcome once again to the new section. And in this section we are going to start with AI and ML services, that is artificial intelligence and machine learning services that are provided by Google Cloud Platform. So let's have a look at the learning objective of this video. We are going to start with the overview of machine learning and artificial intelligence services. Then we'll move to Cloud AI Building Blocks that provides us the APIs for machine learning and the Cloud Auto ML that is used as a training platform for machine learning APIs. Then we'll move to AI platform, AI hub, and we'll have a demo around image recognition with Cloud Vision API. And finally, we'll move to the use case of AI and ML services. So let's get started with the overview of machine learning and artificial intelligence. So the AI building blocks provides AI through simple REST calls, which means you don't have to be a data scientist or machine learning engineer for using the AI and ML services of GCP. You just have to call the REST API and it does all the intelligent work for you. Now the Cloud Auto ML enables training modules on custom datasets. It means that AutoML platforms are used for training the APIs on the custom datasets that can be very huge in size or even medium size. It can be used for training the APIs. Now the AI platform provides end-to-end ML pipeline for on-premise as well as cloud services. It takes care of training, tutoring the models, and even deploying the models on the AI platform. Now the AI Hub is a Google hosted repository to discover, share, deploy ML models. So you can think of it as a repository of services or resources that can be shared within teams, or it can even be made public. Now the Google Cloud Platform offers comprehensive set of AI and ML services for beginners and advanced AI engineers. So more about all of this further in the video. So now let's look at the cloud AI building blocks. So as I mentioned earlier, you don't have to be a data scientist or machine learning engineer to utilize the AI applications of Google. So for example, if you see here, we have subdivisions of applications inside GCP. So first is the site, that is basically the things that you visualize. There is a vision API that derives insights from the image in the color. So it exposes a API where you provide your image and the API gives you the all the objects that are available in that image. So that's a very good example of vision API and we'll also see that in the demo section. Now the video enables powerful content discovery and engaging video experience. The next is the conversation related applications, that is Dialogflow. Basically, it is having a virtual agents that will give you the experience of conversation with a robot, and you will not realize that you are talking to a robot. Okay. There is a text to speech API that converts your text to a speech. So you just provide your script to a API, and that will give you a human-like speech audio file. Okay, that you can use for any podcast or in your YouTube as well. Okay, the next is speech to text. If you are speaking something, it will write to a text file automatically and with the greater accuracy. The next is the language, where you can see that this is already there in place, that automatically detects your language, whatever the language you speak, and it translates it for the other person. There is a natural language processor where it is used for deriving the meaning of the word that you are speaking. Basically, it is used in the Alexa, where you say a command and it will recognize the command and it will perform actions on it, right? And there is also some applications which are used for structured data like auto ML tables. So automatically builds and deploys the state of the art machine learning model on structured data. There is a recommendation API which gives you a personalized experience for the product recommendations. And there is a cloud interference API that runs large scale correlation over time series dataset. Okay. So these are all the building blocks of GCP that provides us the API, and we have to use that API to get the task done. You don't have to know what's happening in the background. You have to use that APIs to get your tasks done in an easier way and a smart way. All right. Now, after learning about the cloud building blocks, let's have a look at Cloud Auto ML. So, Cloud Auto ML enables training high quality models specific to your business problems. So, in the building blocks, we saw that we are using the APIs for getting our task done, but we don't know what's happening in the back end, right? We can assume it as a black box where we don't know what's happening. We just using the APIs and we are getting the task done, right? But in AutoML, it's one step ahead where you can use this AutoML for training your APIs for getting the task done specific to your business, right? And you don't have to write much code for getting the things done, okay? And AutoML is based on state of the art machine learning algorithm. So you can apply the AutoML on services like vision or video intelligence, or you can also use it on language, natural language and translation, and you can use on the structured data. All right. So let's assume a business problem where you are using the vision API for identifying what's there in the picture. Let's say that in the picture there is a dog. So if you provide this picture to the vision API, it will give you like this is a dog and this is an animal, right? And what if your business requirement is if you want to identify the breed of the dog, right? So this is where the AutoML comes into picture, where according to your business requirement, where you feed the certain data set in a structured manner, where you identify the dogs based on some specific breed and you feed it in the tabular data. So this algorithm trains itself like whenever there is a dog which is having some properties, identify the dog that it belongs to a particular breed. All right. So you don't have to write so much of code. You just have to provide the data and it will be doing the hard work for you. So that's the use of AutoML. In a single line, you can say that it's used for training the APIs for performing more specific tasks. Now let's move one more step ahead and learn about Google Cloud AI platform. So the building blocks and the AutoML provide certain kind of capabilities like using the APIs and training the APIs. The Cloud AI platform is one more step ahead of the Cloud ML. So Cloud AI platform adds some of the more capabilities. So if you're not a data scientist or you don't know machine learning, then you can go for building blocks and AutoML by using the APIs and training platforms. But Cloud AI platform is basically meant for the data scientists and engineers who want to develop the platform to push the boundaries and add some more capabilities to the platform based on their need. Okay, so basically it covers the entire spectrum of machine learning pipeline. Okay, and it's based on Kubeflow, that is an open source machine learning project, and it's based on Kubernetes. Okay, and it includes tool for the data preparation, training and inference. So if we go into the details of AI platform, there are so many stages where you need to perform certain kind of action, right? And each of the action takes more time. Let's take this diagram here. So if you see here, there are so many things that has to be done in order to deploy an application. And if you consider each of these tasks, it takes a certain amount of resource and time for doing the work, right? Like discover, develop, and test and analyze, deploy, right? So the Google AI platform provides and manages the tool that can go through all these pipeline stages, and you can easily scale it up and scale it down based on your requirement. So basically using the AI platform, you develop something where the end product can be a auto ML or an API that we saw earlier. Okay, so that's the use of AI platform. All right, so let's have a look at the Google Cloud AI Hub. So Google Cloud AI Hub is one of the recent additions in the AI portfolio. It's a hosted repository of plug and play AI components. So you already know what is repository. It's a workspace where you keep most of your components, right? So during the development of AI models and ML models, there are lots of artifacts that are generated from datasets to fully trained models to Jupyter Notebook and the artifacts that can be used for deployment and so on. The AI hub acts as a single source of truth, that it is the database to all those artifacts and entities generated during the development of machine learning module. Okay, and it makes it easy for the data scientist and the teams to collaborate. So you have developed a component, you can place it in the repository and you can collaborate with other team members. It contains the private as well as public content. So the private content can be shared within the team members and the public content has the public access. Whoever is going to use the AI hub, they will be having the access to this publicly hosted components. Okay. So AI Hub includes some of the components, that is Kubeflow pipeline component that we discussed in the previous slide. There is Jupyter notebooks, then there is a TensorFlow modules and the VM images, fully dedicated images are available for AI Hub and the train models. Alright, so this is all about the AI Hub. I will be making a separate video on AI Hub in which we will cover everything related to all these components, but that will not be a part of this series. It will be an independent series. All right, so that's all you need to know about the AI hub in this section. It's time for one more demo, and in this demo we will look at image recognition with the Cloud Vision API. So with the use of Vision API, we will give image as an input. It will recognize the image, what all things are available in that image. It will give it as output. So for using the Vision API, we will not be using it programmatically. We will use just an interface of Vision API by going to cloud.google.com/vision, and this will take us to the demo page of Vision API where we can use the web console for checking out its capability. Now you can also use it programmatically by using this documentation. You can integrate it with your applications, but in this demo we are going to use the web console itself. So let's import one image in here. So this is the image I'm importing it, and the Vision API basically tracks down the image and it searches for everything that is available in that image, and you will get the results in here. So you can see that the objects that are there in this image, that are watermelon, pineapple, fruits, banana and other fruits, apple, and here is a percentage that is matching. So if you hover on each of the items here, it will be highlighted. You can see this highlighted box, and it is able to recognize what all the things are there in this API. If you go and see in the labels also, these are the labels or the tags, you can say, that are used in this image, right? We can check out the properties, which tracks down how much of which color is used, which is the dominant color, and in the safe search you can see filter out what's the content about. If it's a violent content, very unlikely. If it's a adult content, it's a very unlikely, right? Along with that you get option for JSON objects as well. So this is the API that is exposed, and this is the request that we have sent in the JSON format that's happening in the backend, and the response that we are getting, that is basically the boxed format, the verticals where that item is available, all this is coming in a JSON format. So it's a very clever API that you can use to integrate in your application wherever you have need for identifying objects or things, right? This is one of the capability of Vision API. Likewise, there are n number of AI tools that are used for different purposes, like optical image recognition. Take an image and it will extract out all the text from that image. There are audio to text applications, or also there are text to audio applications where you don't need to speak anything, you just write the text, everything will be converted into a natural language. So these are all the capabilities of AI and ML, right? Let's move to the last section, that is the use cases. The first product that we discussed was the cloud building block that basically exposes a REST endpoint, and we can use that in our apps with just one API call to take the advantage of that API. So it's a simple API for vision, language, and data. Now, the Cloud Auto ML provides model based on custom datasets. and it has no code approach to train high quality models. Okay, so its use case is basically to train and deploy models and custom datasets. The AI platform is basically a pipeline, that is a machine learning pipeline, and it's used to train models on-prem and deploy it on the cloud, or vice versa. It's a open and portable framework for machine learning. The AI hub basically is a artifact repository where data scientists and teams can share their directory of various ML components, reuse the existing components that are shared by other users. Alright, so that's all about AI and ML in this lecture. And if you have learned something from this video today, please subscribe to the channel. And thanks for watching. See you in the next section.